I take this opportunity to welcome you to ACK Emmanuel Church Ngong. Be blessed.
Uwe ni mwema, uwe ni mwema, uwe ni mwema. Ukiahidi unatenda, unatenda ulivyonitendea. Mungu wangu uwe ni mwema, uwe ni mwema, uwe ni mwema. Nimeona mkono wako maishani mwangu, uwe ni mwema.
My name is Andreas Mbe. I'd like to welcome you to our show today. Our topic for today is teenage pregnancies. We want to base our discussions on a Bible verse, 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 3 to 4. Maybe Roxanne can read it out for us.
1 Thessalonians 4, chapter 3 to 4. And it says, "For this is the will of God, even your sanctification, that ye should abstain from fornication." That's verse 3. Verse 4, "That every one of you should know how to possess his vessel in sanctification and honor." That's the word of God.
I have an article here, linked in the description below, from Daily Nation, and it says, according to a new report, teenage pregnancies are being fueled by rape, defilement, poverty, early marriages, peer influence, drug abuse, and lack of youth-friendly health services. The capital Nairobi has 2,432 girls. I think you can get the picture. This is a severe problem in our community. And at this point, I'd like to let my fellow panel members jump into the discussion. Let's start with Shiko over here.
Teenage pregnancy so far has been very rampant, and I believe we've normalized so many things in our society as per now. Starting from social media, from the kind of upbringing that we have at home. Anything else? I think, oh yes, peer pressure in terms of you want to live like my friends are getting sponsors, they have posh rides to school, stuff like that. Yeah, some of the causes I think.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to ask us, do we agree with the causes listed on this article? Things like poverty, early marriages. Do you think those are relevant reasons as to why this thing is rampant?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think we as a society can do about it, and who do you think is to blame for this pandemic?
I think as a society, generally, you can't just point fingers at specific people. We've failed as a society in a way, in that I have a younger sibling at home, so I shouldn't wait for her to go to my parents so that she can understand some things. I can relate well with her and so much with her because we are almost the same age. Well, tunaweza kuwa tumeachana na 10 years actually, to be precise, but I can understand where she's coming from because I've just been where she is right now. So I can try and take her through like experiences in campus, because now she's going to join campus. Because these are things that we should talk about as a society. We consider them taboos, or let's not talk about these things, but for how long are we going to be keeping quiet? The more we keep quiet, the more rampant things are going to get.
Okay. Do you think this is a topic that should be dealt in majorly in schools or at home with the parents? Any thoughts?
Well, I think this topic should be dwelt both at home and both at school, like both sides. The teachers, we had this, when I was in school, we had the life skill lessons. So the teacher could come and tell you how to do this. Actually, we were told that leave the high school guys alone, because if you get pregnant right now, the guy hana pesa ya kupeleka mahali, hana ya kununua pampers. Kasai, even we don't know how to fold napkins. Ninapia. So unashanga, why is it happening? But at home, our parents are like wanahisi, they are afraid to tell us. Nikimwambia ataenda kufanya. But still, if I can nikikosa kumwambia tena, huyu mtu ataenda ku practice. So I think it should happen both at home and also at school. Yeah,
even in church.
Yeah, church.
Okay, to add on personally to her statement, myself, sorry, I don't know what adjective to use. I'm a guy who likes to try new things, and personally, I do feel that in this situation of premarital sex, teenage pregnancies, if us as the youth we get proper explanation and proper guidance and everything else, the curiosity in us won't be like urging to jump through and break through and try these new things. So I think that if the society is able to guide the teenagers and the youth, it will be less of a problem. But let me get some thoughts.
Yeah, also, to add to what the article is saying about puberty, most of the time, when you're coming from a background where you're not well up, you are less exposed to so many things, right? And let's say, for example, you were not exposed enough to being talked to or being advised in any other way. And so when you go to school, maybe, for example, you find there are guys in school who have tablets, there are guys who are watching YouTube, there are guys who are really exposed actually to the social media. So you find that these guys will know so much, they're going now to advise you on what they know. Now you're getting the real advice from them. Remember, you did not get anything from home. So as these guys want to go and try, because again of the peer pressure attached to it, you also go and do the practical things with them. Remember, you've gotten this association or this info from where? From school. Yeah, you did not get it back from home. So puberty, actually, most of the time, it leads us to do so many things. I remember there also, sometimes back in the news, there were these guys from Coastal, the young girls. Why they were doing this early premarital sex and all that is because they don't have anything. So when a guy in the truck takes them from school and they go and sleep with them and have sex, and even as they're coming back at home and they're pregnant and all that, when you ask them, actually when they were being interviewed, they say it's because at home you don't have anything. This guy comes and gives you 100 bob. They come and give you 300 bob. This is money whereby you don't have at your own place. So you're looking at buying even the smallest thing as a pad. Let's say, for example, even for a girl, you want to buy that pad for yourself, because sometimes even when you're going to tell your mom, trust me, they cannot afford. And it's not that it's a story or what. You understand perfectly well where you're coming from, and you already understand your home. So poverty attached to peer pressure, it's one of the things I can say personally that it has led to so many people falling into the prey of getting early pregnancies and also going to practically try these things out for the sex.
That was good. There's also this issue that was brought up by our CS Magoha, the issue of pornography. What are your thoughts on the matter? Maybe we can start with Shiko.
The ban,
the banning of pornography.
I actually view it as a good move.
Okay.
But I think most of the youths run to pornography because parents don't have the guts to actually talk about these things with you. So you want to learn it from somewhere else, from another voice that you didn't hear in your own home. And also to what Roxine has said about sisters teaching us and stuff like that. We are growing up in a society where we normalize the LGBTQ society. Kwa sababu even these days, people are not safe under their own roofs. Because you'll bring an aunt, an uncle, a cousin, whoever, under the same roof with your kids, who do you wanafanya nini na wao, or your house help or someone. They will try things and you will never know about them. Utajua kuzihusu later, au ukiona mtoto wako kwa TV, huyo amekuwa sijui nini ama nini. Yeah.
Yeah, so but they, for sure, under our own roofs you're not safe. And that is where also the molesting and all that, kiddos are knowing so much info, maybe even from the house girls actually. Sometimes you find that there are so many cases of house girls molesting boys, and then the small girls and all that. There's a guy actually who alipretend as in akaenda kwa house ya mtu akiwa kama mama afanye job, akaanza sasa kulala na watu wa huyo madhe. You understand? So imagine huyo mtoto ajaikalishwa chini ambiwe, you know what, this is what happens out here. And anybody trying to touch you in any apartments, unafaa kushare na mimi. And then, so where Shiko is saying that parents have not stepped out yani to take charge of telling. You know, afadhali wambewe na mzazi wako, and then you go hear it out there. So you're going to believe your mom or in the house. But ukienda kuipata kule, ukuje mother anze kukwambia utaona hii haiendani, I'd rather get that one outside there, and then this other one maybe itakuwa kama bako. So I'm realizing, even when we were doing the scout talk sometimes back, we were seeing when we talk to parents, they fear. Actually, kuna ile fear completely. Like I can't tell my baby nitamkalishaje chini nianze kumwambia story ya sex, nianze kumwambia story ya ukilala na huyu mtu, nianze kumwambia there is a way unaweza danganywa by the way, na ukidanganywa mara 2 3 like the way the 13-year-old is saying, mimi sikuwa najua unaweza get pregnant, you know, like they were just going to try, like they were innocently out there. But kama huyo mtu angekuwa ameambiwa anytime that you go to have an intercourse with a guy and you've already started on it, you become pregnant definitely. So I'm realizing there is a gap hapo hivyo yenye wazazi wameachilia, and ndio sasa hata sisi kama masista na nini tukuje hivyo. I think the parents should also take charge of that part, yeah, so that you can combine it and now the society comes in as a whole. So hiyo nini ya kuban out, so inabaniwa out, they don't google about it,
Yeah, like
totally to be restricted, totally.
Yeah.
I think it's also a good thing because remember, people nowadays are going even with their phones at school,
Yeah.
and they're going to do so much. Na unajua wewe vile tumesema poverty hauna simu kwenu.
Yeah.
So because now Roxin here has a phone, amekuja nayo shule, tutakuwa tunashare nini na yes. So umeenda kusomea wapi? Shule. Yeah, definitely you also want curiosity yetu, by the way, it's very high actually compared to our parents. Curiosity yetu iko juu, and our generation at least iko kidogo. Yeah, sasa yenye kuja saizi it's even way beyond. Yeah, so it's good to also check and get it to the parents. Talk to your kids. Manze lazima watu waongeleshwe. You have like to tell them what is happening, white and black. Just put it on the table. Yes.
But then to add on what you said,
Yeah.
let's not just put it on our parents. Like,
Yeah.
our parents, you know, we have minds of our own. So another thing, I want to teach you earlier about self-control. Okay, like some of these things, to say maybe pornography, banning and everything, restricted and everything, but there are things like Nyonga Fest. Okay, these things are there. Sindio with them. Alafu untakuniambia if you don't have self-control, hautaenda kuona Nyonga Fest. Hata kama wanasema you have to pay like an entrance of 200, believe me utaiba if you do not have that self-control to go see what's happening there. So we also need as young people to just practice self-control. If you know you're weak, if you know you can't watch something and you can't watch something and it won't affect you. Is that right English? Yeah. Don't watch it then. In fact, don't watch it at all. Okay? Don't try your body. Flesh ni mbaya. Inakwambia nasikia njaa na unaenda. Okay? And that's where everything starts. Yeah. That's where it goes downhill.
Yeah.
So let's practice self-control as young people. Then one day you'll get to do these things. Utaboeka nayo. When you get married, you'll do whatever you want to do with your hubby. Yeah, so time will come. Just self-control, practice self-control, and pray about self-control as well. Because si kitu inakujanga ati niko na self-control. No. You have to work on it.
So let me say hapo, hata kwa Bible inasema kuna kuanga na the lust of the flesh. Na kuna the lust of your mind, and what you see, your eyes are the windows of your heart. Whatever you see kwa simu, hiyo ndio itakaa kwa heart yako at all times. You won't change it. So if you start watching pornography, itakaanga kwa heart yako, and your heart itakuja ikuambie, let me go and try it out. And what is happening right now, the teenagers, okay, mostly when you are high school, siku hizi nasikianga wakisema tunafuata nini chenye mtu amebeba. So msichana akipita ndio evil. That's what is happening, and hiyo ni lust of the flesh. So if you see the lust of the flesh ikiku affect, go and pray about it or talk to somebody. Our parents, okay, most of us are blaming it to our parents. Mami hakuniambia, so if mom didn't tell me, I will go and do it. And our parents also, nonanga kuna issue because our parents didn't put that attachment. Because na feeling like if I go and tell my mom, atani judge. And mom will start beating me up and niambie, mbona ulifanya hivi and why did he such things. So our parents wanafaa kuwa na hiyo connection because most of us hata ukienda unasikia mzae azi sisi nikamwambia, and that's what is happening.
But you can't rule out the fact that lazima tuseme tukiwa ni wao kwa sababu we are always products of our environment, one way or another. So our parents, I'm thinking generation yao hawakuambiwa na mtu yoyote. So you don't expect them saizi nikuje nikwambie kitu si kwa, not unless where you make that affirmative choice that I actually want to tell my child this is what happens, this went wrong, nataka kumwambia saizi na mapema. Na on that story pia ya pornography, if we're just talking about pornography, tuongee pia kuhusu hizi nyimbo zenye tunaona saizi. I feel like the songs have been so sexualized. Unasikiliza mtoto wa 5 years old what they are singing, if they come to watazi practice tu juu Kenya naimba what you umesema what you see ndio inakuwa kwa roho yako na bado inaenda kwa akili yako. That's what you practice. So I think if it's regulating content, it starts from the songs to porn itself.
Because even that
everything has
song,
been sexualized.
That issue of the song, you know, the song is already out, released, yeah? So ishasikizwa na watu, kila mtu amecopy paste everywhere, and then now you say tume cancel this song, like it's not supposed to be out there. While else iko actually now iko even worse than. No, they want to know why is it banned out? Mbona hiyo song ilibaniwa? So the curiosity again takes you there. And then the songs are everywhere. As we're talking about by the pornography, as Shiko is saying, and we combine the music there. Because music nazo kwa mat, unaingia hivi kwa mat, and you have your uko na mtoi hapa hivi next to you, and whatever is singing there, watu wako naked, like it's almost there, yani. And then the wordings and everything, like they're just there. So as we said, as she was saying, whatever you're seeing, or whatever you're seeing, it's now registering in the mind, goes to your heart, practically, now you go to do it. Because this is what you've been seeing most of the time. Imagine a person who goes to work like every day. Ama maybe anaingia kwa mat na mtoi wake regularly. You know, like this is the mat, na kuna mat specific una choose. Why? Because of that same music. Because unajua addiction we think niyo ya porn ya kuchukua simu kuangalia. But no, addiction iko everywhere. Hata hiyo mat yenye unataka kupanda ndio unaona hiyo music, it's still there already, yeah? So we're thinking as they're talking about banning a music. Do not, by the time it's coming over ndio ipitishwe, inafaa kuko imeachiliwa hapo. Because when you're banning it kama iko huko nje, now that is even telling us tunataka kuona ni nini hiyo inabaniwa. We really want to practically see why are you banning that specific song. Now it goes out.
Hata si music peke yake. You remember there was an ad on, I think Fresh Fry. You can remember. Yeah, the husband and the wife. It's not just in songs. That I think wanafaa kuweka regulations hata kwa content creators wajue what they are posting before kitu ipostiwe huko, hiyo content imescrutiniziwa kabisa.
Okay. My thoughts on the matter personally, I think it all comes down to self-control. Sababu hata kama ukiambiwa na your parents, ukiambiwa na society, the decisions are yours to make. And on the issue of this word used by psychologists, triggers. If you know this thing triggers you to do certain things, you should avoid those triggers. I think we've talked enough about the problem. Let us now look at some of the remedies that we can maybe take up and put into place to curb this problem. Let's start with Shiko.
I'll give two. I think first of all we should introduce sex education as a subject right from primary school, and not from class 6 moving up, from as early as class 4. Because kids as early as 7, 8 are trying out so many things. And also the discussion about contraceptives. I don't know how you view it, but in my own opinion, I think inafaa kidogo, to some extent, inafaa illegalize because these kids are trying out so many things, not these ones that implants and all, like access to stuff like condoms, stuff that won't affect them kupata watoto later on. That's just my view.
Yeah, about contraceptives. Well, actually, hiyo topic ya sex education inafanywa kwa watu wenye wako kazi sahi. The people who are working right now ndio mnaletewa how to put on the contraceptive and how you should do it. So I think sai tunaona 8 years old akona ball. Huyo 8 years old anafaa kuwa akijua how contraceptive works. Because hata kama hatuwa encourage they do this thing, but we are just showing them the precautions. If you don't use the contraceptive, utapata magonjwa kama STIs ama HIV, and it happens. So I think as much as we should hide our ni shame. It's like our shame. Tuache kujificha. Juu tunasema hii ni watu wakubwa sisi, as we are the ones who should do it. Even though the Bible says sex after marriage, at this generation sex inafanyika inafanyika at 6.
Yeah.
Who does that? Okay.
At
this generation. Yeah. I think that's my idea.
Okay.
Yeah, the issue of contraceptives, I think as Shiko has said, it's good to just put it out there, that sex education, and also on the contraceptives. As she said, it's not necessarily you put everything out there, but at least for precautions and also putting right measures. And we're not just putting it out here so that people can go and try it actually, literally. No, we're just saying that if that 7-year-old, 8-year-old goes to try, they should have that knowledge that if I go to try this one, these are the consequences that might come on board, or this is what might happen. Again, we're saying self-control and abstinence. Yani, if you can just have that self-control, I know what abstinence utakuwa unaifanya tu practically. And as Roxanne had said earlier, it's not something that unakuwaga tu nayo. These are some things that you practice actually. As much as the society is corrupt and all that, there are people who are already there and they are good. As much as the numbers are increasing, they are, at that particular bracket, there are also people who are very safe and they are also good and they're practicing that self-control. Despite whatever is happening, despite the music, despite the pornography, despite the poverty, there are people who've been able to keep themselves up. Yeah.
So, on issues also about the issue of contraceptives, I'd like to tell our young people, you know, when you involve yourself in sexual activities, it's not just the pregnancy that you might get. You might get an STD, you might get so many other things that might come, even pregnancy, like you'll be pregnant with an STD, like, you know.
Yeah.
So we should be, as young people, also young, we should be very, very careful. It's not just about pregnancies. We are talking about teenage pregnancies right now because it's rampant. Like, it's too much. 4,000 in 3 months. I'm like, where? And where do they do these things? I'm not judging, but it's a shock.
Yeah.
Clearly, I think that woke up the whole nation. Like, we need to talk to our young people. And history of contraceptives bana. Hii lazima tuongelele sasa. Because if say ilo sasa tuseme wewe umesema mimi siwezi abstain, you need to protect yourself as a person, as a young man and as a lady. You need to protect yourself for your future, for the people around you. Just please, I urge you, please to protect yourself. Another thing, I don't know if many people are aware, but kuna hii vaccine ya HPV. HPV, I think, is a virus that causes cervical cancer. Yeah. So I think it's given for free nowadays in most public hospitals. I'm not so sure, but just in case kuna mtu wako anajua, please, anyone who I think is under the age of 12 kwenda 18, because mimi siwezi pewa sahi. Nimeshapata chini. Not that old though. 12 kwenda chini, and also my sister's gotten it, so around 18, 20 coming down, you can receive that vaccine. So go get vaccinated, keep safe, close your legs if you can, please. Okay, boys, keep it in your pants, tafadhali, to see fulfill the earth kama bado hatuja fulfill other obligations. Yeah. And work smart, be smart, by the way. Yeah, and all the best.
Yeah.
I think it has been a very fruitful discussion, and on that note, I'd like to give Shiko an opportunity to give us a short story on the same.
So on that note, I'd like to give a short story on the importance of openness and also the disadvantage of ignorance of the innocence of our children. There was a lady, kitambo tu, alikuwa na mtoto mdogo, kasichana kademu. So she wore little pretty dresses, na alikuwa anaenda kupanda mti ya avocado. Najua hata simko na mti za avocado. So mtu yeye anapanda, kuna mzee alikuwa anampatia 20 bob, shika. The second time akapanda, shika. So by the time the kid alienda kuambia mamake, by the way, usually nikipanda mti, this guy ananipatianga 20 bob. And mamake akamwambia ni true, anakumbanga nione nini? Suruali yako, your panties. So the girl out of innocence akaenda akatoa panties zake. Next time akapanda, the guy akampatia tu 20 bob. So parents, mtoto alirudi tu kwa mama yake akamwambia, baby wewe leo nilitoa bado panties na kanipatia how much? 20 bob. So parents, this goes to you. Wewe hakumwambia directly kenye alikuwa expect ama kenye baba alikuwa anataka tu kufanya naye. So I think you should take something from that. Tuongee na watoto wetu, tuambie directly, face them directly, because children wana acting out of innocence. So I think we are done for today.
Okay. To finish off, I'd like to say that numbers don't lie, and the statistics say that 1 out of every 5 teenage girls has experienced a live birth or pregnancy of some sort. So I'd like to encourage the youth that are out there. This is a real problem. Let's start off by saying that it's a problem that I think all of us in society should play a role in solving. I also think that for those who have gone through the same experience, it's not the end of life. And on that note, I would like to tell us that as Christians, our bodies are the temples of the Lord, so we should take utmost care in keeping them pure and safe. The conversation does not end here. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you and have a lovely day. Let's start with Shiko over here.
We failed as a society in a way.
And on that note,
It happens.
I think we've had a very fruitful discussion. And on that note, I'd like to invite Shiko to tell us an anecdote. I think we've had a very fruitful discussion. And on that note, I'd like to give Shiko an opportunity to tell us an anecdote.
Yes, so I'd like to give a story on kidogo.
And barring the mistakes we've made, but chill kiasi. Tunaweza kata tufike tu hapo. It's not the end of the life. It's not the end of life. Tuanze sasa kutoka hapo. It's not the end of life, and I think that you can still move on with your life. So I'd like to encourage us that
Why are you panicking?
Relax.
Be you.
Relax.
Young men like me.
just take a deep breath. So,
The boys out there, you know, the guys out there, every other person.
everyone out there, I would like to tell us that our
What's up?
Vijana mzee.
What happened?
Nyuma na jambo ameambia mtu nitakuwa na video kwa YouTube.
Lazima ikuwe perfect.
Oh my God!
Kuna pressure manze.
People are wondering why you sit there at the center and don't sweat. What's up, yeah?
Ni hao wasichana wote.
I know.
Estrogen.
Please take, breathe in and out. Can we give you some water?
So just need to finish this and
I love you, Ishia.
Wewe enyewe ni real.
He's sweating.
nimefanya mara mingi manze.
Na twende sasa.
Tunasikia hivyo kwa.
Can we maybe be alone? Tunaweza